Hey there, tech enthusiasts. I'm your host, Alex Rivera.
And I'm Dr. Maya Chen. Before we dive in, we should mention that we're fictional podcast hosts created for this demonstration. But the IT asset management wisdom we're about to drop, that's 100% real.
Good point, Maya. Speaking of real problems, today we're tackling a topic that's giving ITAM professionals everywhere some serious heartburn: data normalization.
Absolutely, Alex. And I want to quickly thank those who sent in feedback about last week's cloud licensing episode. Your questions were fantastic, and we'll address some of them in our monthly Q&A.
But first, let me ask you all a question that keeps IT directors up at night. If I asked you right now, how many active assets does your company own? Would you trust the number your system gives you?
I'm guessing for most of our listeners, the answer is a resounding, it depends which system you're asking.
Exactly. Intune says one thing, Jamf says another. Your CMDB tells a completely different story. And somewhere in the middle, there's that Excel sheet quietly holding everyone hostage.
The infamous spreadsheet, often titled something like Final Inventory V6 DexLSX.
Don't forget the underscore and date stamp. So today, we're breaking down how you go from that fragmented mess to having data you can actually trust.
Let's start by addressing why IT asset data becomes so fragmented in the first place. It's a problem I see constantly in my consulting work.
In my experience, it usually happens because organizations grow faster than their ability to manage tech. You start with a simple inventory system, then suddenly, you've got 5 different tools, all tracking the same assets in different ways.
Exactly. You've got Intune or Jamf for device management, Azure AD or Okta for identity, ServiceNow or Jira for service tickets, maybe a homegrown asset register.
And let's not forget that Excel spreadsheet I mentioned. I remember at my last company, we did a major data reconciliation project and discovered, I kid you not, 300 extra laptops.
In the warehouse?
Nope, in the data. They didn't exist physically, just duplicate records created over years of merging systems without proper normalization. Cost us months of audit headaches and probably thousands in unnecessary license fees for phantom machines.
That's a perfect example of the consequences. And it happens because each system speaks its own language. One might list HP Inc., another Hewlett-Packard, and another just HP.
And don't get me started on how some systems track warranty dates while others don't, or how some update hourly while others update weekly, if you're lucky.
The result is duplicates, incomplete records, conflicting device counts, and ITAM teams spending way too much time on what they euphemistically call data reconciliation.
Which is really just a fancy way of saying trying to figure out which system is lying the least.
Let's talk about what normalization actually means, because I think there's some confusion out there. It's not just merging data. It's much more sophisticated than that.
Yeah, a lot of folks think normalization just means dumping everything into one database. But it's really about taking messy, inconsistent data from multiple sources and making it speak one clean, consistent language.
I like to think of it as translation work. You're essentially translating 5 dialects into a common language before writing your book of record.
Exactly. So for example, MS Office, O365, and Microsoft 365 all get normalized to Microsoft 365. Dell Lat 5540 and Latitude 5540 both become Dell Latitude 5540.
And this matters tremendously. According to a recent Gartner survey, ITAM specialists spend up to 30% of their time just reconciling data between systems. That's nearly a third of your work week lost to what's essentially translation work.
I've seen spreadsheets so complex they should come with a warning label. May cause existential dread. VLOOKUPs nested 6 deep, pivot tables feeding other pivot tables. It's Excel hell.
Speaking of which, should we do an Excel hell of the week?
We'd better save that for after the break, or we'll never get to solutions. But before we take that break, Maya, why is normalization so hard to get right?
Great question. It's challenging because every data source has its own structure and logic. MDMs like Intune only know about managed devices, not what's offline or decommissioned. Network scanners find devices but often can't tell you who owns them.
And since there's no universal schema, you end up with 12 different ways to define something as simple as last seen date. Is that when it last checked in with Intune? When it last connected to the VPN? When someone last logged a ticket about it?
Plus, data gets stale incredibly fast. Machines reimage. Users change departments. Devices get renamed. Suddenly, you're comparing ghosts to duplicates.
Time for a quick break. We'll be right back with solutions to this normalization nightmare.
Let's talk solutions. How are modern ITAM platforms addressing these normalization challenges?
The good news is, this is one problem technology can actually fix. The best ITAM platforms tackle this through 4 key capabilities.
First, multi-source connectors. These integrate with tools like Intune, Jamf, Okta, and others to pull all your asset and user data into one place.
Second, normalization engines. This is the secret sauce. They clean and unify data automatically. So HP, Hewlett-Packard, and HP Inc. merge into a single vendor entry. It's like magic. Now, no more confusion over different HP variations. Problem solved.
Third, change detection. When ownership changes in Azure AD or a laptop is reimaged, it auto-updates in your ITAM system. No more manual CSV imports.
And finally, CMDB mapping. Once your data's clean, it can be exported directly to your CMDB, mapped to the CSDM model for relationship accuracy.
I've implemented solutions like these with several clients, and the difference is remarkable. One financial services firm reduced their reconciliation time by 87% after implementing automated normalization.
I believe it. In my last role, we went from spending 3 days a month on reconciliation to running a daily automated sync that took 15 minutes. Completely changed what my team could accomplish.
Let's talk about what clean data unlocks, because that's where the real value lies.
Oh man, where to start? First, audit readiness. When the auditors come knocking, and they always do, you can prove ownership, warranty status, and location in seconds instead of weeks.
License optimization is another major benefit. Our research shows organizations typically overspend on software licenses by 15 to 30% due to poor visibility. Normalized data lets you see exactly what's deployed versus what's being used.
And security posture. You can't secure what you don't know about. Clean data means you can spot those shadow IT devices or unauthorized software installations right away.
Exactly. It's the shift from reactive ITAM to strategic asset intelligence. You move from fighting fires to providing strategic value.
So if listeners are dealing with fragmented data across multiple systems, what's a realistic playbook to fix it?
I'd recommend starting with a comprehensive inventory. List every system that stores asset data: MDMs, CMDBs, spreadsheets, procurement tools.
Then define your canonical schema. What fields matter most? Serial number, user, OS, location, warranty, cost center? You need to decide what your golden record should contain.
Third, choose a platform that can ingest and normalize, not just import, your data. There's a crucial difference there.
Absolutely. Importing just moves the mess. Normalizing actually cleans it up. Next, run a normalization audit to identify duplicates, stale records, and vendor naming inconsistencies.
And automate your syncs, daily or weekly. Eliminate manual merging forever.
And finally, create a data quality scorecard. Track metrics like duplicates, missing owners, and outdated devices. What gets measured gets managed, right?
Precisely. Over time, you'll see the noise drop and trust in your numbers rise. It's transformative for ITAM teams.
I've seen it firsthand. When your data's clean, you stop being the spreadsheet jockey and start being the strategic advisor your organization needs.
So the next time someone asks, "How many assets do we have?" you won't have to say, "Depends which system."
Instead, you can confidently say, "Here's the number, and here's how I know it's right." That's when you know you've made it in ITAM.
We're almost out of time, but before we wrap up, what's one actionable tip listeners can implement this week?
Start small. Pick your two most conflicting systems and do a manual comparison. Find the top 5 naming inconsistencies and document them. That's your normalization roadmap right there.
Excellent advice. And next week, we'll be diving into software license optimization, building on this foundation of clean data to actually save money.
This has been Alex Rivera
And Dr. Maya Chen.
for Tech Asset Talk. Until next time, remember, you can't manage what you can't see, and you can't see what you can't normalize. Take care, everyone.